Welcome to SWITCHTRACK, a summer mini-series brought to you by the Mischief Movement podcast. These are the real-life stories of rebels who changed direction by choice or by force and found freedom on the other side. Because sometimes life plays a tune that doesn't quite fit, and the most powerful thing you can do is flip the track entirely. I'm your host, Zoe Greenhalf, disruptive coach, mindset mentor, and mischievous guide for quiet rebels and unconventional humans who are done settling and ready to redesign a life that actually fits. In this series, we're catching up with past guests who've dared to pivot, disrupt, and create something more aligned to who they really are. Short, snappy, and full of insight, each episode is a reminder that you're allowed to change, to evolve, and to burn the old script if it doesn't serve you anymore. So whether you're standing at a crossroads, itching for more, or quietly plotting your next move, this series is for you. Let's jump into today's SWITCHTRACK story. Excited to be chatting with my lovely friend Claire Alexander, who I spoke to back on episode 5, actually. So you were right at the beginning.
I was.
Oh, then it's really lovely to have you back and find out what you've been up to. So do you want to just let everybody know, where were you in life the last time that we spoke?
Yes. So we met at Camp VC. And you were like, before we spoke on the podcast, you were thinking about doing the podcast, and I said, you do it. And then I was a guest on your podcast. And at that point, I was running my fashion consultancy. I'm a fashion brand consultant. I help small brands and emerging designers set up and grow and launch their businesses, helping them become profitable, making sales and making good business choices that maybe that they don't know how to find a factory or a fabric or create a garment and bring it to life. So I help them do those things. I help them take that idea and bring it to life. And that's where I was. And I was still working for Whiteshed Motorcycle Club.
That's right.
And I was living in London. Well, London/Essex borders. So that's where we were, and things were going. Yeah.
So then, obviously, what changed and what made you take that leap?
So when we spoke, so that was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
was it
at least
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Even back then, I knew I wanted to move from where I was. I was restless, and I didn't know what it was. And what's changed since we last spoke is I now live in a different country. I live in Austin. And I've been here since March, so not that long yet. But what changed was basically I wanted to experience somewhere different. I'd lived in London for 14 years with my husband, and we wanted to change, and we wanted to experience a new life and do something different. And it's big and it's scary. And I was, not sure where. And then we traveled around a few places in the US because he's a US citizen who was born in America. So we traveled around a few different places and decided on Austin. And so we had quite a few obstacles to even get here. Lots of things happened that, like, curveballs, roadblocks, so many things, and we still managed to make it happen. But it was a process
Really?
of probably at least 2 years. I think the ideas were already there when I saw you at Camp BC. We were sort of thinking about where, but then to put that into place, it took a really long time. There was lots of things that happened. So the challenge was to get here, and the leap was I wanted to try something different. And you know me, I'm like, okay, I want to try new experiences. I want to do different things. I want to try new businesses. I just think people like me are restless and we want to try new things. So that's why I did it. And it's not been without its challenges. And I was so focused on getting here and actually think about what it would be like when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fantastic. I love this city. It's amazing. But I'm the new girl again. And
Yeah.
that's something that I forgot about. I'm like, oh, because when we run businesses, we're running our own businesses. It's not like that new girl feeling of walking into an office where you're like, okay, I've got to learn everyone's names and make friends. And so that's sort of where I am. And my other pivot, sort of my other big changes that I've taken on another business. So we can talk about that as well. So things have changed. Still in fashion, still consultant, still helping people, but from a different place and with another business as well.
How awesome though that, the fact that you're in that position, running your own business and a business that you could then just move to another country with you. Has that made it easier for you, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because when we'd always had an idea in our heads that we wanted to move somewhere else. So even when I started my fashion consultancy 5 years ago, it was in my head then when I started it, it would be really good to have this business so that I can work from anywhere. Because that's kind of the dream, isn't it? It's like, okay, if I can live and work anywhere, where would it be? And if I've already got my work, and that's something that I don't have to find when I get to somewhere, and that's a big change, isn't it? That means you can make slightly bolder moves.
Yeah.
Once you've got there, your income still continues.
Yeah. And what was the other pivot that you said that you'd made? You've taken on another business.
Yes. So 6 months ago, one of my fashion brand clients, Julia, introduced me to a brand called Arbonne, which is a health, wellness and beauty brand. I'd never even heard of them at that point. And to say I've become obsessed since is an understatement. So I'm now a consultant and a brand ambassador for Arbonne. And we sell beautiful, clean, non-toxic vegan nutrition, wellness and beauty and skincare products. And what I love about them is they're B Corp. So the people and planet before profit, which is really important because, what I do with a consultancy is help women build businesses, but by making sustainable choices and using ethical factories and making considered, well-made goods. Mm-hmm. So when Arbonne came, because Arbonne finds you, I think that's how it happens. People tell you about the opportunity. And when that came to me and I was told about it and what this company was and how it worked, I was like, this is something I want to be part of, definitely. So now I work as a brand ambassador, independent consultant, but we're a part of a bigger team. And one of the things that we do is help other women come into the business, build and help them to make income. So for me, it really aligned with what I already did because I'm helping women get a bit more wealth distribution. And I'm all for that. Like, let's make money. Let's put it into hands of people that want to do well and do better and have their own income streams. And I just think having multiple income streams in your portfolio is really important in today's world. And the thing with that is it's passive and it can be completely limitless. Like your earnings can be limitless. It could be whatever you wanted, And
are you finding that having the two businesses is working quite well for you in that sense?
Yeah, because as well with Arbonne, the community aspect, when Julia introduced me to the business, I already knew I was moving. It was already planned. Things were happening. My husband went in the February, I went in the March. So I knew I was going. And one of the things was that it's global and that it's very big in the US. So here I could come and meet like-minded people and find a community and a network. And as you know, Zoe, I'm very big on community and finding like-minded people. Yeah. It's really important to have your tribe. So that really appealed to me. And it's incredible how close all of us in our team and the team in the UK that we're all together in, we'll talk every day, like voice note. It's a community. We have calls every week. There's events on, there's things to do. So you're always with people that are like-minded, that want to build something, that want to be in a positive space. And I think in a world where everyone can be quite negative and in a sort of different headspace, that is a really good place to exist. And obviously it's all about wellness and feeling good and helping people feel better about themselves. And I think that you can do that with what you put inside your body, what you wear, what you put on your skin, everything. It all works in synergy.
Yeah, so it's all quite aligned in that way then for you, because it really kind of speaks to your existing values.
Exactly. And I just think, it just gives you a confidence, doesn't it? If you feel good, you're going to present better. You show up with a better energy. And if I can help people feel like that, then I'm down. I'm in. So it's been wonderful, like, to have that and feel supported through this transition with that community. Because, as you know, like when you're working by yourself and you're for yourself, it can be quite lonely. Like you don't always have that sort of network around you. So to find a community that you can speak to day in, day out and have that support is really important. And that's one of the big draws, I think, for people that have come into our team, is just like they love that aspect of it and they want to share that with other people.
So you've actually had these two kind of pivots coinciding with each other. What do you think have been like the scariest parts or the most challenging parts about what you've done since we last spoke? You said that the journey to America itself had been pretty lengthy and quite full of obstacles, but has anything been particularly challenging or scary in that?
I would say that the scariest part is you're going into the unknown. You don't know, but you've never lived in that place before. You don't know anybody. You don't know where anything is. You don't know the roads. You drive on the other side of the road. Your life is completely changed overnight, and you've got to find everything. Like, you've got to find out where to do this, or where to go to the shops, or like where does everyone hang out? Where's the gym? Where's, just anything, like the mundane thing. Where do I get my hair done? Where do I get my nails done? Like, it's just you have all that stuff, and you're all of a sudden you've got to find everybody, and you've got to find friends. And I think it's challenging when you've already established a friendship group or a networking group of people, then to become the new girl again. And it's like, okay,
it's so hard when you're older, isn't it, to be the new girl again? And I think, as a parent, sometimes I don't appreciate the advantage I have that sometimes friendships just come from your kids. You find yourself hanging out with another parent that and that's a way in. But when you don't have kids and you're just wholly reliant on yourself or your partner, I think that can be doubly scary.
You really have to put yourself out there, but you have to work at it. You can't just sit and expect people to come to you. You've got to go to them. I was telling you before we started, like, I went to a networking event last week, like a book club for women entrepreneurs. It started at 7. By that time I'd done a full day, and I was like, I really want to go out, but I went and had a great time. You have to just put yourself out there and do it. Otherwise you've got to just look up and get out there and present yourself and find your people. And I think that's the scariest thing, isn't it? It's starting over. Starting over is really hard. And like, even things like buying furniture, and you've got all your furniture at home, but you've got to buy all that again. It's starting over, but trying to keep in mind that you did this for a reason, and that something really good is going to be on the other side of this transition.
I mean, talking about life on the other side of that change, what surprised you the most so far? I mean, I know you haven't been there a massive amount of time yet, but has anything particularly struck you and made you go, wow, that was unexpected?
What surprised me the most was the conversation I would have over and over again. I thought I'd be here and have all these different chats, but you've really got to seek out those conversations, because everyone will say, oh, you're British. What brought you to Austin? Why are you here? So you have this same conversation. You
need to start just making up some random stories and see who believes them.
So you kind of have this same conversation over and over until you get to know someone, don't you? You have that.
Yeah.
You probably get into talk to loads and loads of people the same thing, and then you'll gel with someone, and then it moves past that, and then it gets good. And I found that I would have to do that. It's like that sort of was a bit of a surprise. And like still talking about the web, I thought I'd left that. Home.
Oh, come on, you work with fashion brands. Get yourself a T-shirt printed. Yes, I am British. Don't ask me why I've come here.
I should.
That's what you want. Slogan.
Yeah. That's surprising, but like other things have been really surprising. That have been like good surprising, like how much more we are outdoors all the time. Like it's just so nice. You're just outdoors a lot more, and like I'm up earlier because we have to be out earlier because of the heat. So I'm out walking the dog way earlier than I would ever in the UK, which is good because then my day is set up. I'm up earlier.
Yeah.
Great.
Different rhythms. Yeah.
So
what's a Texan winter like? I know you haven't experienced it yet, but
apparently they do. They can sometimes get snow, but it lasts about 3 weeks. So it's a really short winter. It's really short. I'll take it 100%. The other thing that's been surprising, I have met already 2 women here that ride motorcycles. So I think there is quite a community of female riders. And that was both by chance, like meeting those. So I can't wait to actually get.
Or was it by chance? That's what I'd be asking. You know, somebody's watching over me here and wants me to get back into the motorcycle environment and meet people like me.
Yeah, and both of them were friends of friends I were here. Like, we met a person here and they brought that friend along. And actually, I connected the 2 that I knew because the other lady that I met, she'd only lived here a few weeks. So I connected her to the one woman that I knew who rode motorcycles. And they went out.
Yeah, but you're so good at that. That's what you do.
They went out and rode bikes all day on Sunday and were messaging me, you got to get a bike. And I'm like, I know. So that's definitely in my future because I feel like that's already a group that's like now existing. So
look, there was no group until you rocked up, and now there's 3 of you. So
there's 3, maybe more.
Amazing. Oh, that's cool. Claire, what would you say to somebody who knows deep down that they really want to change something, but they feel stuck or scared to do it?
I've said this to you before. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because nothing comes from staying in a comfort zone. Nothing good comes from staying in a comfort zone. You'll just be bored for the rest of your life. But you have to move over that. You have to go through something and like experience uncomfortable feelings to get to the good bit. And unfortunately, you can't do anything but go through that. You can't go around it. You can't. There's no shortcuts. So just go for it. Whether that is like starting your own business and doing it like on the side to start with while you're working full time, so you can build that up, build your confidence into doing that, moving to a new place, learning to ride a bike, whatever it is, just take those first steps. Like even if it's just going to a community thing and meeting other like-minded people so you can ask them questions. But just don't take too long. Like don't overthink it. Don't try and perfect it either, because messy action is way more important than like perfectly done, because nothing's perfectly done. We're not perfect. And like, don't think that anybody has got their shit together, because they don't. Just get started. Just take some action, because you'll be surprised at how much courage you actually have when you do something, and you'll surprise yourself and you'll feel really good for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Claire, it's been amazing, like having this catch up and finding out, you know, how life looks 2 years on. And like, it's amazing, isn't it, that sometimes 2 years feels so far away. Yeah. And yet, looking back, you can really see how far you've come in a very short space of time.
It's like it's wild. It's started a new business and moved to a completely new continent. So it's life takes you in different places, and I'm just here to go for it and just enjoy the ride for sure.
Amazing. Just remind everybody where they can find you, how they can get in touch.
Sure. You can find me at Claire_Alex_consults on Instagram, and you can find me on my website, which is www.claire-alexander.co.uk.
Thank you so much, Claire. All the best with your American experience. Do you think you'll move back to the UK, or is it kind of like an open-ended thing at the moment? You're not sure what's happening?
I think we should revisit that in 12 months and find out where I am. Because I always said, you need to give somewhere at least a year to see if you like it.
Fair enough.
Where you want to be. But so far, I don't think I will. But never say never to anything.
We need the subtitles to be continued. Brilliant. Well, we will catch up sooner than in a year, but
yes,
absolutely. I need to find out, further down the line what you're deciding. Maybe you'll end up moving across the States to another place in America.
Exactly.
Who knows? Life is wild, isn't it? Who knows?
It's a big place.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us, Claire. All the best, my love.
Okay, thank you. Speak to you soon.
Thank you for listening to this summer mini-series. If you're already feeling that itch to pivot, or even just to pause and rethink, this is your reminder that you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're craving clarity, courage, or just someone to say you're not crazy for wanting more, I'm here for that. You can book a free call with me using the link in the show notes. No pressure, no expectation, just space to explore what's next for you. So stay rebellious, keep making mischief, and meet me back here next week for another episode of Switch Track. Because changing course might just be the most powerful move you make.